Posted by you/separated and confused. I, 26F, am in the middle of a divorce with my husband, 29M, and the divorce is happening for many reasons. I started dating my ex when I was 15, and we got married at 19. I was so young and broken from childhood SA. He made me feel complete and used to say that he was the only one who could help put me back together. I believed him. I thought that if I was with him, I'd be okay. That was true for the most part, but I lost a lot of my identity. I thought I was happy, but when you lose yourself in someone, you can't understand how toxic they can be because you think you're finally whole. Then 2020 came around. My husband's infrequent outbursts became more common as his drinking got worse. He would scream at me, telling me I was worthless and stupid, and that I wasn't fun enough anymore. He coerced me into sex by saying I was useless unless I put out and that he deserved it. He also hit me a few times when I got mad or said no to his advances. Then he messed around with his friend's wife and his best friend's girlfriend. To be honest, I thought I deserved this behavior. I thought I deserved the abuse because I wasn't good enough. I found out about his best friend's girlfriend because a friend told me. My husband didn't deny it. I felt broken. I resolved to stay and work it out, but I ended up getting close with his friend. We started hanging out, and I felt very connected to him very quickly. I pumped the brakes when I thought I might have feelings and talked with my husband. He, maybe because he was drunk or maybe because he thought I wouldn't go through with it, gave me the go-ahead. He said he figured that if he messed around, I could too. I enjoyed every minute with him. At first, it was purely to smash. He was leaving a bad relationship, and I was trying to learn how to ask for what I wanted. But over time, I realized how awesome he was, and little by little, it felt like my personality was coming back. One day, I decided to tell him everything my husband had done to me. With my newfound confidence, I learned that I didn't deserve that behavior. He was absolutely horrified. He said he had figured something was up but didn't realize the extent of it. He told me he would be there for me, no matter what, and he was. We fell in love, and I didn't know what to do. He loves me but isn't sure if he wants to be with me because of the severe blowback he'd faced personally. I ended up deciding to get divorced. Even if I couldn't have him, I knew I couldn't stay in that home, constantly scared and anxious. I filed, and then it was like a switch flipped for my husband. He stopped drinking, said he would go to couples therapy, and, honestly, all the abuse stopped. I felt like I was making the wrong decision, like I should stay, but I knew I could never go back to how things were. He asked me to stop seeing my partner. I told him I did, but I didn't. I couldn't. Even though my husband was trying, I couldn't get over everything he had done to me over the past 3 years. Maybe I could have if I had stopped seeing my friend, but I didn't. I just knew I never wanted to go back to the possibility of that. Now, I feel horrible. I'm still seeing my friend, and I'm still in love with him. Even with the uncertain future, I enjoy every day I get to see him, and he said he feels the same. The guilt eats at me, but I just can't stop seeing him. In the divorce, all my friends took my husband's side. He told them about my relationship with my friend but didn't mention his abuse. With him working on himself, I didn't want to tell anyone. I didn't think it would help. So now, everyone knows about me and my friend, but they think we're no longer together. No one really talks to us, though. My divorce should be finalized in December. I'm excited and ready for it to be behind me. I won't lie, though, I'm hopeful that my friend and I can be together. And if that makes me a bad person, so be it, but I don't want to wait around hoping a man can get his act together. I want something great that's right in front of me, and if we don't work out, that's fine too. I just know I deserve better. Update 4 months later. My 27F mom passed away a year ago. We knew it was a possibility, so she divided up her jewelry that my dad had given her over the years to pass on to us. I picked out 2 rings that I had helped my dad choose. They weren't cheap, about $10,000 each when I had them appraised. When I left my husband, 30M, I left quickly, taking almost nothing with me just to get out. He kept some of my belongings, but it was included in our divorce agreement that certain items were to be returned to me and kept in a safe deposit box until I could retrieve them. I took almost nothing of monetary value from the marriage when I left and basically gave him everything. The divorce is now final, and I finally returned to my home state to pick up the rings. I found out that my ex-husband didn't put the rings in the safety deposit box, only some of my other jewelry. When I confronted him about it, I discovered that not only did he fail to secure them, but he had also stored them at his new girlfriend's, 21F, apartment. She claims she kept them in her jewelry box for safekeeping but now can't find them. According to the texts I have, she knew exactly what the rings were, that they weren't his, and that they weren't a gift. I talked to my divorce lawyer, and he's filing a lawsuit because, 1, inheritance is not considered marital property, and 2, my ex didn't fulfill his end of the divorce decree. I'm asking for $25,000, which covers the value of the rings plus emotional damages for losing the only items I had left from my mom. I also filed a police report for the theft of the rings by his girlfriend. While I doubt much will come of it, they are investigating whether she or he sold them, which seems likely given their value. I'm devastated by the loss. These rings were incredibly special to me. He and his girlfriend are pissed at me because it's too much money that they don't have, and she could get charged with theft or laundering the money from selling the rings for my ex. I'm not sure, this is mostly from my lawyer. They think it's just a couple of rings. His friends, who used to be my friends, but I don't speak with them anymore, have been blowing up my phone, calling me a beach and saying I've already hurt him enough, that I should just leave it alone, and that I'm getting what I deserve. I wish I could get the rings back, but I'm so upset with him and his attitude about it that I basically want to go scorched earth on them. At this point, it's not only about the sentimental value, but also about giving a big screw you after everything. Second update 1 week later. I posted about a week ago regarding my ex-husband stealing my rings. I wasn't getting anywhere with him, and the cops didn't seem very interested. My lawyer said that while we had a case, it could take a long time. My family searched through a lot of pawn shops but couldn't find anything. I was feeling pretty terrible about the whole situation and had started to accept that the rings were a lost cause. Then, earlier this week, a friend from my past messaged me on Instagram. She never sent me anything bad like others had, we just hadn't spoken in a while. She sent me a link to a profile of my ex's new girlfriend's brother and said, "I'm not sure, but his fiancé's ring looks like it might be yours." This friend also lost her mother when she was younger, and she said she didn't care what had happened between me and my ex. She wasn't going to let someone take that away from me. We talked for a while, and she told me she was upset when she heard about the rings being missing. Apparently, my ex had gloated, saying I wasn't ever getting them back. She wanted to help me find them if she could. I went over to the page, and sure enough, my favorite ring, a diamond with a woven silver and rose gold, diamond paved band, was front and center in his engagement photos. I went full CIA on them, looked at every family member this girl has, and found another sister wearing my other ring, claiming it was her purity ring, gifted by her sister for her 16th birthday. I was floored and very pissed. I called into work for the rest of the week, drove back to my hometown, picked up my brother, and went straight to my ex's apartment. When my ex answered the door, I lied, telling him that the cops were going to arrest his girlfriend's brother and sister for theft unless he returned my rings within 2 days. 1 day went by with no rings, so I messaged the brother's fiancée on Instagram. I showed her pictures of the ring on my hand and my mom's hand, explaining that it was stolen and that I wanted it back. This poor girl was appalled. I honestly believe she had no idea. We ended up talking on the phone, and she apologized, saying she would speak to her fiancé. I told her I was determined to get the ring back. We eventually met up. I showed her more proof that the ring was mine and explained the entire story. Thankfully, she gave it back to me. She also mentioned that she didn't like her fiancé's sister, thought she was bad news, and pretty much kept her distance from her. She said she would talk to her fiancé to figure out why on earth he thought getting a ring from his sister was a good idea. Word must have gotten out, because my ex started calling me nonstop, leaving messages saying he'd do anything, just please don't make his girlfriend's sister give the ring back. He kept saying it was embarrassing and so on. I picked up my brother again and went back to his apartment. This time, both my ex and his girlfriend were there, and a full-on yelling match broke out. My brother had to physically hold me back from clawing her eyes out. I ended up literally sitting in their entryway, refusing to leave until I got the ring. I told them they could call the cops to remove me, and I'd tell the police about the rings. I'm not exactly sure what happened after that, but the girlfriend left and came back with the ring after about an hour. The whole time, my ex kept saying that my mom was basically his too and that he deserved to have something of hers. My brother had to stay between us and told him to back off. When I got the second ring back, I stood up and completely lost it. After years of dealing with him, I don't think I'd ever been that mad before. I screamed at him, told him off, and even spit on him as I left. It probably wasn't the most mature response, but it felt damn good. I'm actually surprised no one called the cops or filed a noise complaint, but that apartment complex isn't exactly known for being nice. As for why his girlfriend thought it was a good idea to give the rings to her family, I have no clue. I'm hoping my old friend might give me some gossip, or maybe I'll hear something from the fiancé. But honestly, I'm just relieved that I got my rings back and that the drama is finally over. I don't have to deal with them anymore, and nothing else is needed from our divorce decree. My boyfriend promised me a massage and some cuddles from the cat when I get back into town, and honestly, I'm just hoping I never hear from any of them again. Third update 7 months later. Last time I updated, I let everyone know I got my rings back. I have a little update in a positive direction and some more info about the girlfriend's ex-future sister-in-law. Since some people mentioned confusion with names and relationships, here's a quick breakdown. Daisy is my ex's girlfriend, Luke is my ex, Kayla is Daisy's future sister-in-law, and Dave is Daisy's brother. This should make it easier to follow along as I share the latest update. Luke reached out to my brother asking to speak with me since I had him blocked and never got the messages. My brother asked if I was okay with it, and I agreed. Luke told me that he had gone to treatment, has been sober, and is genuinely remorseful. He said that the whole ring debacle and our divorce made him realize how messed up he had become. He started attending AA, going to therapy, broke up with Daisy, dumped his enabling friends, and is currently living with his brother. He even found a few more things, like pictures of my mom, and gave them to my brother to pass along to me. He also let me know that he understands I want minimal contact and won't reach out again unless I initiate it. Honestly, I'm happy for him and really hope he stays sober. Update on Daisy, Kayla, and Dave. According to Kayla, I guess there had been a lot of tension between them. Kayla and Daisy had no contact after the whole ring situation, and Dave claimed he didn't know anything about the ring until Luke left Daisy. Once that happened, Daisy showed up at Kayla and Dave's house, begging for a place to stay because she couldn't afford rent on her own. Without asking Kayla, Dave said yes. From the start, it was a mess. Daisy didn't help out around the house, and she was constantly drunk or high. Things got worse when Daisy started stealing Kayla's jewelry. Dave kept covering for her, and Kayla thought she was losing it until she caught Daisy in their bedroom going through their stuff. That led to a huge fight, and it came out that Dave had known about the stolen ring all along. Again, Dave tried to cover for Daisy. The fight became physical, the cops were called, and Daisy was arrested for assault and illicit substance possession. When Dave got home, he was furious about his sister being in jail, while Kayla was furious about the ring and her stolen jewelry. They broke up, and they are in the process of selling their house. Kayla called me afterward to vent and let me know what had happened. It sounds like she doesn't have a good support system. As for me, I'm still living my best life with my boyfriend and cat. I'm treated so well and am continuing therapy to heal. I'm pretty far removed from all the craziness now, and I don't plan on updating again since I no longer have anything to do with any of this. Thank you to everyone for your kind words and support, I appreciate it all.